What is going on, guys? I hope today finds you well. I'm doing a solo stream for the first time in forever. I feel like I haven't done this in so long, but we finally got our finale behind the scenes. We've all been dying for so long. So I absolutely loved it. I said we were going to do a watch party, but I think that last episode just kind of affected me so profoundly that when I went back and revisited it, it's just something I kind of wanted to do myself. So I apologize to the community for not setting that up. We can still do it. We can pop in Discord and hang out and watch it if you guys want to do that. But how's everybody doing? What's going on, chat? How's it going, guys? The trolls are already in the dungeon. What's up, T-Money? How's it going, Matt? What's up, Airmal? We got George Lucas already up in here. Let's go. Oh, yeah. A-Wing, my brother from another mother. How you guys doing tonight? So, yeah, addressing the title. No, let's not start with the negative stuff. We're gonna go back to that. So I just wanted to kind of talk about some stuff that we saw in the beginning of the episode and kind of highlight why I think it was a really positive thing, and then kind of give reference as to why people are saying that it was kind of a negative thing. So right off the bat, first thing, when we pop open that episode, the first thing we get is John telling us how it's extremely important how we interact with the fans. He understands that people who are a longtime fan of this franchise are extremely emotionally charged when it comes to this stuff. And so I thought that was a great way to set things off by basically saying, like, hey, I understand where you guys are coming from. We're listening, and that's why we did this whole thing. So right off the bat, I was immediately super invested, really excited. Obviously, it's nice hearing John talk because we don't get a lot of interaction from Kathleen. We don't get a lot of interaction from the top, really. So I just thought that was cool to kind of get what I felt was like a little bit of a personalized message to the fans right off the bat. So way to start strong. The weird part for me was immediately after that, we got kind of a odd forced message about how Kathleen Kennedy's awesome. And then it goes quiet again. Okay. Like, all right, whatever. Yeah. He's probably, checking all the boxes, make sure everything is said. But later on in the episode, we get it again, and we get how Kathleen is an amazing producer. She does all these different things for us. What did I write down here? She makes things happen that are exciting for storytellers. It just seemed kind of jibber jabber to me, and provides the tools that are necessary to explore and be creative. So really, it just kind of felt like skirting a little bit. But I think the reason people are upset is one line in the episode where they said, we brought Kathleen in early on this. And a lot of fans out there thought this was kind of a secret project and that Kathy wasn't brought in on it. And there was this big Lucasfilm civil war about Luke. And it basically either debunked all that or somebody's lying. Now, I don't know exactly what the truth is, but does it really matter? I don't know if it really does matter. I think a lot of people are going, never trust Disney, period. I think a lot of people are going really scorched earth on this, and they're saying that if Kathleen doesn't leave Lucasfilm, that we're never going to have Star Wars again. In fact, I was just watching a video from somebody who I admire in the YouTube community quite a bit. I'll see if I can pull it up here. I've watched a lot from Jeremy at the Quartering. He's usually got really awesome stuff, and we agree on a lot of different things. He put out a video today, though, and I'll just show a little bit of this. Hopefully, Jeremy, don't take me down. I don't know if I can get kicked off YouTube for this, but I thought this was interesting. So,
and I have some potentially brutal news for fans of the Star Wars franchise, for fans of just hope in general, as for months, it's been speculated that Kathleen Kennedy would be on the way out at Disney, given her absolute failure, plummeting sales toys for the Star Wars franchise, and her Hail Mary pass at necroing a 1,000-year-old actor to make an Indiana Jones movie nobody asked for and nobody wanted.
So I thought that was interesting. Basically, he goes on to say in the video that Star Wars is lost, all hope is gone, and this is the end, more or less. And I feel like maybe 6 months ago, I would have agreed. I would have said, yep, you're right. Nope, everything is over. But my viewpoint has changed so much on this. Look, I don't like Kathleen Kennedy. I don't think I've made it a secret that I don't like Kathleen Kennedy. I actually just don't really like her as a person. She made a lot of missteps in Star Wars. That's for sure. And I think a lot of us can agree on that. But for me, it's more, I just don't actually like her as a person. Everybody says that when you interact with her, she's the sweetest person in the world. Okay. Yeah, I can believe that. I don't think a lot of people get to very high positions in Hollywood by not being nice, but I just don't feel like it's genuine. I can just kind of smell it on her. So here's the deal. The entire premises of this show kind of reaffirmed my thought that she's not involved with this stuff anymore. I mean, when we looked at who went to Mark Hamill and was talking to Mark Hamill about him showing up in the show, who went up there? It was Peyton and John. They were the people talking to him. They were the ones making the creative decisions. She was in the background making sure they had what they needed to be able to do what needed to be done. So if that's the case and that's true, then I'm 100% fine with it. Let's keep on keeping on, keep making content, just stay in the shadows. That's all I'm saying. And for the most part, I think we can all agree she really hasn't been out and about or making speeches or doing anything, whereas she had a very large presence beforehand. What did you say? You don't know her? You have smelled her. You can smell her through the computer, bro. I'm telling you. So, anyways, they made Peyton look like an asshole. I didn't get that from that at all. I thought it was kind of interesting that he was like, well, I don't really know who Plo Koon is. I thought that was kind of weird, but I don't see any issues with anything John said. Clearly, she didn't stop or otherwise ruin the episode. She let it proceed. Right. So if that were true, if it were true that she was brought in early, then I would say, great. Then she's on board with what's going on, and that's great. If they're lying and it was totally hidden from her and it's just saving face right now, then great. We know we can keep secrets and keep doing creatively what we want to do with the show. So, I mean, either way, it's kind of a win-win for me. I'm not really feeling this like, and there have been some rumors that have come out that her contract is going to be extended. But if it continues the way it's going, I don't really see a problem with it. So anyway, yeah, continuing on. So then we kind of start talking about deep fakes. We start talking about different technologies for de-aging Mark. They were going to do, a possibility or a combination of 3 separate things to kind of get the look that they were trying to get. And then it just kind of cuts into this weird moral dilemma, basically, about like cybersecurity. And I didn't really understand exactly where they were going with that or why they were talking about it. I didn't really understand how that was going to be, how that was at all necessary to the show. I mean, cool to know. Yeah, they were making references to chain code and things like that. I get the correlation. I just don't really understand why they put that in there. I don't know. Get off of Angry Star Wars Fan TikTok. Let's get to Happy Star Wars Fab TikTok. I hope that wasn't a typo and you did mean fab. Personally, I think the biggest mistake KK made was giving way too much freedom to people creators who did not understand Star Wars. Yes. So there, I think, again, I'll say it again. I think there were a lot of missteps made in the sequel trilogy. I understand that there are a lot of people that like them. I'm not going to rip on you for liking it. I'm just not a huge fan. And I think there are a lot of people that feel the same way. But, as we've spoken and as we've grown this community and I'm kind of digging in more and checking things out, I definitely think we're on the upturn. For sure. Things are looking good. And even with a contract extension for Kathleen Kennedy, I still think the right people are in place to make the right decisions, to make content that we like. And if I'm wrong, then I'm wrong. And everybody that's mad is right. But I think I'd just rather stay hopeful right now. I want to be the Luke that I know and remember from my childhood, the one that we saw, a hopeful Luke. So that's what I've been thinking about mostly. I'm going to pop in the chat, kind of talk to you guys about some of the stuff like this. So as long as we have more content like Mando, I'm fine. And I think that's probably where we're heading. I mean, we got Book of Boba Fett coming up, which is going to be absolutely awesome. Apparently it's all killer, no filler. We were kind of discussing the idea that it would be cool if he had it's almost like a video game, like a hit list. And he's going back killing everybody on his hit list. Bib Fortuna was the first guy. Bam, smoked him, and then all the way at the end, you got Mace Windu at the Book of Boba Fett. I think that would be really cool. That's not a show that I want to see multiple seasons of. As much as I love Boba, I just think he needs to be. I think he needs to be closed out. I think it's his time. As long as we get good Star Wars content and no woke, then I'm fine. I think a portion of it's kind of unavoidable, but it depends on how you do it. So I think a lot of people would have screamed, speaking of the final episode of season 2, the girl power. 4 girls run out of that Lambda class shuttle and start smoking people, but it didn't feel that way to me when I was watching it at all. I was cheering for them. I'm like, yeah, get it, girls, because they were tough. They were cool. I don't know. It just didn't feel very wokey to me. It didn't feel forced. They were just the right people for the right job, and they were there at the right time. So, loving the hat choice. Yeah, I'm going to catch some flack for that in the Discord. I apologize. Pumped for Book of Boba. Yeah, same. And I know we're probably going to get some more 3D printers doing some stuff with Boba Fett stuff after this. I feel, Mandalorian armor and stuff has exploded in popularity in the collecting community, so I'm really enjoying that right now. There are ripples every time something gets cool in Star Wars. I don't think she knew a thing about it. That show was done a year before, and I think they've just added that little message on at the end to be nice to her. I don't think that she knew. Yeah, so another thing that I thought was interesting, and I wrote down a timestamp. John is talking in the interview, and at 7 minutes and 56 seconds, he's giving an interview. And then 7 minutes and 59 seconds, they go to B-roll footage, and it's clearly from a completely different place, a completely different time. And they just added in the soundbite there. You can tell because the audio quality changes a bunch. So I thought that was kind of interesting. I don't know if that meant anything, but yeah. Hey, what's going on, Charlie? How you doing, brother? Glad to have you here. George also says hi. How you doing, George? How you feeling right now? Wiping your tears with $100 bills? What's up, JC? How you doing? Glad to have you here. Yeah, so there's a lot of ethical concerns in the tech community over deepfaking. I get it. And I understand that they're saying this isn't an issue right now, but this is something that could be an issue in the future. I totally get it, 100%. I just don't understand why that has to be shoehorned into a behind-the-scenes Star Wars episode for The Mandalorian. Maybe put another video out on make another Disney Plus original show about cybersecurity and how we're worried about deepfakes, and we can put data in our streams to figure out who's actually talking. I get it. Part of me thought when I was watching it through the first time that they were warning people not to do Luke deepfakes because, like, oh, we'll find you, like the House of Mouse is looking out for you. But who knows? This behind the scenes made me even more excited for the future of Star Wars. I agree 100%. And I think one of the most powerful moments was John when he was talking about R2-D2 and when he came in and he starts getting teary-eyed. And it's like, oh, I know how you feel. He's like, I don't even understand why I feel this way. It just makes me so emotional. Like, yeah, 100%. 100%. You get it. So that was cool. I didn't mind those comments. They're legit concerns that could affect us in the future. Yeah, no, 100%. And like I say, I keep agreeing with you guys. I totally get it. I thought it was a weird offshoot from everything that was being spoken about to go into like cybersecurity when it comes to deepfakes. But you can definitely tell, and this is an argument I keep having. I still think they should have gone for the deepfake for the season ender. When I was watching it, even with like the kind of the square cutout when it's plastered to his face, I just think it looks so much better. I don't know. It's hard to explain. I mean, obviously it was gorgeous and I'm not complaining at all. I'm not complaining, but I don't know. I felt like it's a little bit lighter. I felt like his face was super dark, and in the deepfake, it was just a little bit brighter and it was a little easier to see. So EBN got a shout out at the end with our being named. EBN got a shout out. Deb, you're going to have to elaborate on that. I'm not 100% sure what you're talking about. Well, not mentioned, but we all knew it was us. Oh, maybe when he was talking about when Mark was talking about the reaction videos? Maybe? I don't know. Yeah, 100%. The girl power scene at the end did not feel woke at all. I just enjoyed it, man. It was cool, and I was totally rooting for him. Hey, speak of the devil. How you doing, Luke? Good to see you here, buddy. Yeah, 100%. My Vader helmet is too wokey. Too many parts showing. I'll get him dressed up later. I apologize. I'm not dressed as a TIE fighter. Get out of here. I gotta get out of this chat. Let me see if I can catch up here. If any of you said something constructive. What if KK thought it was Plo Koon the whole time until the episode dropped? That could totally be true because, all he said was, this is somebody I brought in early on it. And there was a digital Plo Koon on the dailies. So you never know. You never really know what happened there. But I like to think they were able to keep it a secret just because I think it's more fun that way. It's not so much a dig on Kathleen Kennedy as it is just like, it's kind of fun that you could totally F with like the big honcho and pull off something like that. And for the rest of the crew to be gone, filming in wherever it was, Del Mar or whatever, they were off filming the Boba episode. So the place was empty. And we were looking, when we were getting kind of the shots, I didn't see Kathleen anywhere there. So you never know. I don't know how often, producers are on set or whatever, but I'm not a cool Hollywood guy. What can I say? X-Wing wearing the impact because he knows how Baronfell is the best fighter pilot. Get out of here. We're not in the EU right now. We're in the Mandoverse. Hey, Nikki, how you doing? Glad to see you here. I don't know if I've seen you in here. Yeah, R2-D2 was a dick punch. It was one of those things where I was already kind of losing my mind, and then as soon as R2-D2 rolled around the corner, it just I was crying, but then I was really crying. Nothing to do with the topic, but X-Wing, loved your video on your man cave. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Yeah, it's a good spot. Yeah, R2, I mean, this is just one of those characters that's absolutely timeless. I mean, I have my boxes here. I'm sorry to everybody that bought one. I'm going to get on the R2-D2 build videos ASAP. There's just so much stuff to do, so I apologize. But yeah, R2 is just one of those characters. I mean, when you think about it, he's been around since the get-go, pretty much, right? I mean, it's like 3PO has been everywhere, absolutely everywhere. Man, this chat's going crazy. I'm sorry. I'm just trying to haul booty butt here. See if I can get to some of these. Not the best. No, that's just the one I have right now. And it's dirty. Just like you filthy imp. Today on Twitter, there was a true nasty side. Usually I'm able to ignore it, but I had to breathe and remember why I do what I do. I can't be responsible for what others do, just what I do. What the heck? Do I need to go beat somebody up? What the heck happened there? Send me a DM or something. Let me know. So I didn't see that. I generally stay off of Twitter pretty much completely. It's silenced, and then when I get back, I'll go back and I'll look through my notifications. But that's not good, man. Yeah, a lot of fans are pissed right now. I mean, there is a rumor circulating. I think it was I wrote his name down. Mike Sutton put out a rumor that Kathleen's contract was going to be extended, which I kind of always figured. I guess I had hoped really that maybe there was going to be a change just so that we could have a fresh start. I don't think it was so much thinking that she was going to be involved with the projects to the point, micromanaging them to the point that it was going to ruin any content moving forward. While that's obviously still a possibility, I think it was more that I just wanted a fresh start for Star Wars, and especially with the new guys running the show, I just figured what better way to kind of give everything a facelift, make it feel fresh. We're coming off the high of Mando season 2. I think it would have been a better way to go. But hey, I don't run a studio, so what are you gonna do? Thank you, brother. Twitter is a place some consider to be unnatural. It is a wretched hive of scum and villainy. That is for sure. That's why I stay off it. I generally don't scroll it. I think I follow like 30 people, and they're all pretty tame, good, fun Star Wars fans. So Twitter's just a bad place, man. I don't think I have any blue checks in my friends list, except for Samuel Jackson, because I'm still waiting for him to. He's always hinting at stuff. I feel like he's always hinting, and so I'm just waiting. KK's contract is probably going to be extended until Indy 5 is done. Yeah, I would imagine, for sure. I don't even know. I haven't kept up on that. so much, generally because I think I was done with indie after Crystal Skull. I wasn't a huge fan of it. I know a lot of people did like it. I wasn't a huge fan of it. He's pretty old, man. He's pretty old. And with the way things are going, his character, the strong, handsome type, are pretty much dying out. So I just kind of feel like I knew where 5 is going to go. I feel like, I mean, we know a young gal is going to take over and be way smarter and faster and stronger and all that good stuff. But I'm just not investing a lot of time in it. It could be great. You never know. I have my reservations, I suppose. Fresh Start is the name as one of my songs. So I laugh every time I hear Fresh Start. Fresh Start, Fresh Start. Twitter is just birds chirping. Yeah. For me, it just every time I open up Twitter, I feel like I walk into a high school hallway and everybody's just just screaming across the hallway at each other. And so it's a lot for my brain. I kind of like these calmer, cooler conversations. So, man, a lot of people here really don't like Twitter. That's good to know. Yeah. Well, I won't spend any more time there. Why are fans upset about the gallery episode? Well, you coming in late, bro. It was a conversation about Kathleen being involved since the beginning, and really being a part of it, which I said I think is kind of a good thing either way you look at it, because on one hand, it was either a secret from her the whole time and they were able to pull it off, which means like go John and Dave, you guys rock, and that whole studio for a matter of fact, or she was a part of it from the beginning and she's totally on board with it, in which case, awesome, great. And I don't think we have to worry about her as much as we think. I'm not upset. I thought that was awesome. I watched it 6 times today, actually, with my headphones in. So, and I apologize. I'm super stuffy. It has been super smoky where I'm at. It's hard to breathe, but 79? Mama Bear, what are you talking about? Twitter sounds like the guy from On My Way, You Make It. Oh, that was Joe Dirt. Anyway. Darth Mandalorian, if you haven't seen it yet, man, maybe think about. I think you're in my Discord. I'm pretty sure I've spoken to you in my Discord before. We'll do a watch party in my Discord if you don't have Disney Plus. Anybody that's not pirating but wants to see it, you don't have to sail the high seas. You can just hop in the Discord. We're gonna do a watch party for that, so we can kind of all hang out and when it's over, kind of give our opinions on it. So, yeah. Oh, we can talk about that. Yeah. So, Lego Star Wars trailer. It's beautiful. I think I'm just still more pissed that we got to wait again. I feel like the wait just never ends. It keeps going and going and going and going. So now we're waiting till spring of 22. But I stand firmly by what I say with every other game out there. I would rather have it done correctly, and I'd rather have it done right and wait than I would just have it now and be peeved about it. And clearly, there's a lot of stuff going on there. I was looking at the size of that game. I paused it when it said travel a galaxy, and I think Luke goes to his X-wing and pulls up the galaxy map, and there was like 18 planets there, and it didn't even look like everything was unlocked yet. So I'm extremely excited about that. It does suck that we have to wait. I watched the rest of Gamescom today, and I didn't see a whole lot of stuff that got me very excited, but there was a lot of it seemed like a lot of the Japanese games got really highlighted. It seems like media is definitely moving that way. It seems like the kind of the Asian influence is really taken up a lot of space in the gaming community. Oh, Harrison is 79. I didn't even know he was that old. I wouldn't be doing, dude. If I was 79 years old, I wouldn't be. Leave me alone. Just get me out. When it's spring in America. Really? Oh, that's right. You're on the other side. So I think April showers bring May flowers. So May, probably somewhere around there when it starts to warm up. I apologize. Yeah, we got a lot to be hyped about. Like I said, there's a lot of hate in the community right now. A lot of people are pissed, and believe me, like Like I said, I try to stay off Twitter, but I was scrolling through and just making sure the stuff that I saw on YouTube today wasn't just people going for clicks or anything like that, that people actually were upset. And I went through some of the comment sections. I ran through Twitter. I was looking at what people were saying, and yeah, a lot of people were pissed off about it. And for me right now, I feel like I just want to say, I just want to stay as happy as I can be, because that stuff brought me such good vibes, brought another tear to my eye. I was just stoked. I was happy. I was a happy boy. Can't we keep that going for just a little bit? I feel like there's this never-ending cycle with Star Wars fans where we get something cool, we get something awesome, even if, pertaining all the way back to the OT, we get young Luke in 2021. Was that 2020? It was still December, wasn't it? Anyways, and it's always paired with something bad. You know what I mean? Yeah, I know the Ubisoft game is going to be sick. Hold my bricks. Hold my bricks. Oh, sorry, Cobra. I skipped over you there. Yeah, I don't either, because I feel like every time we watch these people talking about it, the trust builds and the love builds. This new community of directors and creatives just seems like they really are starting to get it in the bag. They're really starting to get their groove. And so I'm super hopeful. Look, it's totally possible that in the next year and a half, we're all like, can you believe we were thinking that this was going to work out? It's entirely possible, but I don't want to think that way. So I don't know. I follow some negative ass people, and I saw no negativity about the gallery episode. Yeah, it wasn't necessarily about the gallery episode itself. This is more about the possible contract extension and her being involved in the project start to finish when it came to Luke. Twitter feels like it's majority opinion, but it's not. Honestly, it's such a small sample size of the population. People outside of Twitter have no idea. Yeah, 100%. I mean, you got to think about it. It's like anything. It's like major media networks too. It's 4 or 5 people that are telling people what to think, and then other people are going and they're spouting it like it was their idea, and then it just goes on and on and on and on and regurgitates itself. Everybody's got an opinion. Hey, look at me. I'm on YouTube talking about it. I can never trust Disney, and more so KK, as long as she's there and in charge. The proof is she fired Gina. Star Wars The Acolyte is being made, and Rogue Squadron is now post-sequels. Yeah. Look, you make some good points about some stuff there. I've made it abundantly clear how I feel about the Gina firing. It pisses me off still to this day. We can get into the whole thing about intent and what was said and things like that. And I understand people are accountable. Blah, blah, blah. I've talked about that at length. That still kind of pisses me off. The Acolyte being made, we don't know enough to say anything about that yet. I mean, we've heard some dumb stuff, right? Hiring somebody who knows nothing about Star Wars to be a writer. Look, I'm not a fan of hearing that, but we also don't know where she's headed with it. Leslie Headland and I are probably as polar opposite as we can get as humans. And I think if we sat down in a room together, we would probably not get along. But you never know. It could be a great story. And if it's not, then it will be treated as such. And then they'll go, okay, maybe we don't do that again. We're definitely in the growing pains right now for Star Wars. We took a little stumble out of the nest, broke a leg. We've mended the leg, and we're learning to walk again. But it's not to say that we're not going to hit a pothole along the way. In terms of Rogue Squadron being post sequels, yeah, maybe they do it so far in the future that it just doesn't even matter. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm trying to stay positive on that one, just because I'm a huge fan of dogfights and X-wings and space battles and stuff like that. So I'm hoping it's going to be good. It was great watching the BTS. John and Dave really do understand what we want. Peyton Reed was so respectful towards Mark and Star Wars. Yeah, 100%. And that was the thing. That was the entire vibe of the whole episode, was that there was just a lot of love, a lot of mutual respect. And that was one thing that I noticed super early on in the episode. And I just thought it was so funny, because my mind immediately went to Rian Johnson as soon as I heard it. I think it was John called Mark and said, hey, I need your opinion or your input or your advice on something. And he goes, oh, well, that should have been it right there. I should have known. And I just thought it was so funny, because that was stark contrast to when Mark was talking about Ryan. And he says, I fundamentally disagree with what you're doing. and they pat him on the head and give him a cookie and say, go away. You know what I mean? So I just thought that was kind of night and day between your two creative directors there and how they treat the character and how they treat the franchise. So I thought that was rather telling. It's great because we see ourselves in John and Dave. Just imagining being in their position is amazing. Presenting the script to Mark Hamill for Luke's return would be wild. Could you imagine how stressful that would be? Oof. Rough. Friggin' rough. Oh my God, I'm getting super behind on the chat. I'm sorry. Don't feel like an idiot, buddy. I'm sorry. I forgot you were, yeah. Way down there. Can't let go of hope, man. Yeah, Matt Cave, you're 100% correct. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm like scrolling through this as quick as I can here. I'm trying to catch up. I was way behind. What Disney did to Lucasfilm is like winning a Super Bowl team, being bought out and being restaffed. Dumb, but par for the course. Yeah, I can't disagree there. I mean, I can't disagree. It's like, what the fuck were you thinking? Stupid. What's your stance on the word canon? This one's tough, man. You know, it's one of those things I think as fans, we always kind of create our own canon. We have our stuff in our head that happened and we know it happened. And so that's part of our story. And you know, I think one of the worst things I ever saw was like, gosh, who was it that said that? They were like, the most damaging thing to Star Wars is the existing canon, and like we have to destroy it. Or it was just like the most infuriating thing I've ever heard in my life. I just thought it was so dumb. When it comes to canon, I think really the best thing we can do is just we make up our own mind on what's canon. Don't let a company tell you what to believe and what's real and stuff like that. You know, just have fun with it. Have head canon. That's where I'm at. Your canon. Head canon is the best canon. There you go. I totally agree. Hey, Potato Farmer. How you doing, brother? Glad to have you here. Yeah, so anyways, I didn't want to do a super long live. I just kind of wanted to talk about some of this stuff. I just thought it was super interesting how they addressed Kathleen in the episode. I thought there were some super vague points, some really odd jibber jabber that came from a couple people talking about Kathy that just didn't really seem to make a lot of sense to me. Now, I don't know a lot of Hollywood jargon. I don't know if that means that she really did what she did and it helped, or if they were just kind of saying stuff to get it out there and make sure she had a place in it. Because I'm not 100% sure that she did, but you never know. Like I said, you don't know how these things work. When I was watching the behind the scenes, I didn't see a whole lot of Kathy on stage anywhere doing anything, but that's not her job anyway. So if she's staying out of it and we got the good creatives doing what they need to do, then I'm a very happy boy. And that's all I need. That's all I need. Oh, sorry. Meant to get back to you. The Word is something I'm not the biggest fan of. Legends is a big part of what I love, along with George Lucas's vision, but John and Dave seem to be in that same boat. Yeah, 100%. And that's something else that they touched on was when they were talking about Luke and how John and Dave work together. And, you know, if John had said, hey, we should put Luke in, and Dave says, you know, hey, no, we should not do that, they would work it out and they'd figure out another way around it, which is not something they would ever do because fucking Luke Skywalker, come on. But it kind of shows you the work agreement they sort of have figured out. You know, John is an amazing storyteller. He's an amazing storyteller. And Dave's got the encyclopedia. You know, he's the apprentice. And the two of them working together, I don't think I'd be 100% happy if it was just John or if it was just Dave. You know, they're just kind of this boss duo together that just works perfectly. And now with these other talented directors coming in underneath them and kind of being brought into the fold, that's why I say the future looks so bright for Star Wars, because there is a lot of talent that's being nurtured there. And I have to stop myself because the person running through my head right now is Star Wars Obsession. He's kind of helped me to change my mind about these things. I feel like I've been flip-flopping back and forth and no, I hate this and screw that and we should be worried and all these different things. And I feel like I finally got to plant my flag in the ground and say, like, all right, I'm hopeful. I can be nervous, but I'm very hopeful for where things are going. You know, see the light. I'm planting my flag, man. I'm planting my flag. But of course, they have to mention KK. She runs Lucasfilm. That's like if there was a BTS on Endgame and the Russo brothers didn't mention Feige. Yeah, 100%. You know, I wasn't surprised either. I think it was just really odd how they handled it. There was some uncomfortable body language. There was some, what's the word I'm looking for? There was just like fluff words flying out about, yeah, she's super great. It's awesome. You know what I mean? She can give us what we need to do what we need to do. It just didn't, I didn't really see a lot of involvement, I guess. And for me, that's 100% fine. I'm super happy with that. Be as uninvolved as you want to, Kathleen. And when you step out the door, I wish you nothing but the best. Have a wonderful day. Have a wonderful life. That's kind of where I'm at. Listen to us and Obsession. Strike, what are you talking about? You're always the one bashing everything. You're like, nah, it's stupid. Actually, that's not true. Yeah, so Obsession is the Ahsoka, kind of the gray Jedi for us. I won't say he flip-flops. He has his angry days for sure, and then he's got his happy days. But I think he's been super zeroed in on the happiness and the hope, and it's starting to rub off on people. So I appreciate you, man. So anyways, yeah, it was kind of short stream. I didn't want to sit down and make a video without being able to interact with you guys at all. So I figured I'd do a live stream just to kind of get your live thoughts on what you thought about things. And you know, I'd be interested to see in the chat if you guys had anything that ticked you off, or anything you didn't see answered that you wanted to see answered, or you know, there we go. Or you didn't see answered in the special. Are you sensing a disturbance in the force? No, I'm good, bro. I'm chilling. What are my thoughts on My Way by Frank Sinatra? Tune into another charity stream and you just might find out. I still can't believe that's on the internet forever now. That's so embarrassing. Yeah, so anyways, that's all I got to say. That's pretty much it. No questions from the panel, so I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'm going to be popping into the Discord to kind of hang out and talk with you guys and see what you had to say about it. And yeah, that'll be pretty much it for me today. It's kind of a weird one. It's the middle of a week. It's a Wednesday. I don't know. Like I said, I just didn't want to make a video and blather on without being able to at least field some questions or hear what you guys had to say about it. All in all, I mean, look, it was a great ending to a great ending. It was nice to be able to come back. And now that we have it under our belt, I'm just glad. I'm kind of glad that they did wait as long as they did, because I got like a little taste of that. I got a little taste of that chocolate again. That sweet, sweet nostalgia, that sweet feeling. So anyways, I appreciate all you guys showing up. We had like 45 people in here at one point. I appreciate all of you. Thank you for hopping in the chat, talking to me. I love all you guys. So I hope today finds you well. I hope tomorrow finds you better. I'm X-Wing. I'm out. May the force be with you. Oh.